What I'm about to show you is from 2020, but this week it reemerged without context.
If you around with us, if you do something bad to us, we are going to do things to you that have never been done before.
If you F with us, we're going to do things to you that have never been done before. Now, the audio is from an interview Donald Trump did with the late conservative radio host Rush Limbaugh. The two men were discussing Iran. But today, it was reposted on Truth Social by Donald Trump. Joining me now to discuss is Faz Shakir, former campaign manager and senior advisor to Bernie Sanders, as well as the founder of A More Perfect Union. Faz, it's great to see you, as always.
Good to see you, Alex.
So you ran a presidential campaign before, Bernie Sanders. I was really taken aback by the just very specific intent of this repost from Trump, which is to strike fear in the hearts of people who would potentially be detractors, investigators, or opponents, right? If you're a 2024 presidential candidate in this race, what do you do with an ad like that? It's incumbent upon you to respond to it.
Well, I don't know if it is. I'm going to argue that Trump has largely buried himself with a lot of independent and moderate and progressive people all across America. And he continues to dig holes. He's rallying in the course of his primary a bunch of intense people who like his alphaness. He swings at everybody. He pisses people off, and they get excited about that. Mm-hmm. If you're Biden, you're letting him mark his territory. Go for it. That's your 30, 40%. Great. It ain't a majority in this country. And so you say, I have a different ethical code. I don't get dragged down into nonsense and garbage like this. But with that, I mean, what Trump knows is that there's a lot of people who are angry and upset in America, and he's trying to capitalize on that. If you're angry and upset, know that I'm angry and upset.
Yeah.
And I do think there's a message for Biden to make sure that while he's governing appropriately, there are moments of anger and upset, too. He's trying to change this government to work for you.
Yeah.
Can't forget that part as well.
I think the word "the fighter" is always bandied about, right? Like Biden has to show he's a fighter. And we were talking to the Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg, about the ways in which certain Republicans are taking credit for infrastructure projects that were largely passed by Democrats that they themselves voted against, right? And it's kind of laughable and desperate on a certain level, but it is one of the arenas where you sort of wish the White House would be more aggressive and mark its territory. Like, this is what we're doing for America, and this is the way we're going to own it. I know you've been working on can you talk to me a little bit about your strategy for highlighting in the fight what Democrats are doing?
Joe Biden, one of his wonderful qualities is that he's a peacemaker.
Yeah.
You put him in any room, he dials the temperature down. And I think it works in many, many ways for him. But there are moments where a working class audience, and I think many of them are going to be swing electors, swing voters in this cycle, they're not going to be gravitating to, that's a very nice, rational plan to improve America, nice implementation funding you got there. They want to know, what are your value orientations? Do you give a damn about me? Do I see that in the way in which you articulate it? And I think when you get into these implementation fights, there should be a fight. There are going to be moments, whether it's on prescription drugs, whether it's broadband needs to be expanded, whether there's a company that's resisting childcare, or a company that's resisting paying workers its fair share. You go after them. You call them to the carpet. You say, hey, I didn't just dole out federal money so that people could take it and run with it. No, I have a vision for America that means working class people are benefiting. I think there needs to be some animation of those. You see UPS workers across the country. You see Screen Actors Guild. You see Writers Guild. They're all telling you workers are upset.
Yes.
And many of them feel like this might be their last contract, right? Because the coming of automation, the consolidation in corporate America, you say, who the hell has power to stand up to these guys? You know who does? A government. And you have to say that I'm the bulwark against large mega monopolies, large corporations who have incredible power over you. And they say, go on strike for 2 months. Who cares? Where else are you going to work? That's their message to a lot of people. Where else are you going to go? And so if you're the president of the United States, you say, I got your back.
Yeah, well, and you bring up the fact that this is shaping up to be the summer of strikes. I think by the peak of the summer, 650,000 American workers may be on strike, whether that's the Writers Guild, SAG-AFTRA, Hollywood, potential UPS strike, which could cost the U.S. economy $7.1 billion, Faz. And that is another reality of this White House, too, right? Like, he's trying to balance the economy, and the very real need of American workers and the reality of the future in terms of American labor.
It's not hard to say, though, Alex, that with my power as an administration, as a government, I'm standing up for middle-class working people with everything I can do. Now, I have some opponents out there. They happen to be in corporate America. They want to screw you. They don't care about our agenda of fighting for working people. I'm trying to dole out federal monies to a lot of people to help. But then I got a UPS over here. I got some big three automakers. I got some big studios, the Disneys of the world. They say the profit should only accrue to the top, and you can be a part-time worker with no benefits and $16 an hour, and that's good enough for you. And if that's their attitude, we should be looking for a government that says that's BS. No, we don't tolerate that. And I am willing to allow people to go on strike to say, you deserve your fair share. And I think that there's going to be these moments. These are existential moments.
Yeah, they are.
What direction of this country do you want? And I do think that, you take AI and you say, like, Alex, look at your own show. You come in every day, you talk to producers, right? Is there a world in which you could imagine that there's robots who come in and decide what the topics and segments are for you?
Yeah.
We should care not for the profit accrual. What are you optimizing for? Not profit accrual. You're optimizing for people's fulfillment, happiness, to have a good life. That's our vision.
We are at an existential moment. Faz, it's always great to see you. Thank you so much for coming up. Faz Shakir, campaign manager and senior advisor to Bernie Sanders.